Hey guys, Zach with Bare Hands Pro, and this is one of our videos in our series of videos about how to set up your company for the first time. In this video, we're going to cover responses, everything about how to build the responses, how to add and delete responses, how to add prices to your responses that your customer sees. In the last video, if you're not sure what responses are, in the last video we did cover a general overview of what responses are. So be sure to check that out if you're not sure what I'm checking out. But we got a lot to cover, so let's dive right in. So I'm here on the dashboard. I'm just going to go over here to the responses section. Now again, only Office and admin accounts can see this. If you're signed into a tech account, you will not see responses on your bar. First, we separate the responses out just so they're easier to manage by overview type, and then we have component name over here. That being said, just because a response is in masonry, if you have a masonry insert gas inspection going on, you could definitely still mix all those responses together. They're not separate during the inspection. They're just separated out here to be easier to find. So let's select masonry as our overview, and let's look at the firebox. This one has a lot of default responses in there. So Bare Hands Pro comes out of the box with default responses built in and recommended repair pictures attached to those responses. So let's go over what a response is. So the first part of the response is going to be the issue, and this is like what's wrong with the component you're talking about. And then you're going to want to have a repair to fix that issue. And the notes section can be whatever you want. And then we have price. Now there's two options for price. You could do a set or bucket price, where it's, if anyone chooses this response, it's going to be $500 every time. Or we can do per foot. Maybe I want to repoint the firebox per foot, so I'm just going to change this to 125. Oh, $125. And then it would ask my tech to enter the feet of that section. And then finally, we have the recommended repair photo. So this is going to be the photo where you want to show off what you're actually going to do to fix the customer's problem. And here we got a nice, clean, new bricked out masonry fireplace. But you know, if you're selling an outside mount cap, you could put a picture of a great outside mount cap here and just show them what their cap should look like. So how these responses work, because right now in Masonry Firebox, right, we have almost 10 responses, which you think might be overwhelming for the tech on the actual inspection process, but it actually filters them by unique components. So let me show you guys how it works. So let's see, I have two of these, and so these are actually the same issue but different repairs. You know, if there's heat damage, we could repoint it or we could rebuild it. I also have an option here where the firebox walls are cracked, and again, repoint or rebuild. So when we're in an inspection, it's just going to say as options, firebox walls have heat damage, firebox walls are cracked. And so your tech could select one of those, and then depending on which one is selected, it would show the two repairs for that one issue. And then once you choose that repair, it would show any different notes for that same repair and issue, and then the prices for that same repair and issue. So it filters them out and makes it very quick for your techs to run through and everything. Let's go into an inspection and see that process. It does say we have some unsaved changes. We're going to navigate anyways. And so let's go into this inspection when we'll go to the next page and go back into the firebox, which is going to be down here. Okay, so we marked defect on here, and then we're going to add a response. So as you can see, it's not asking if the firebox walls have heat damage twice. It's only going to show you the unique options. And so we'll select that heat damage. And then it's going to show the two repair options we had in there. Let's do repoint the firebox. Only one set of notes, and then we had a price, and that was a price per foot. So we're just going to say 10 feet needs to be repointed, and it's going to calculate out the price for us. Very cool. And then one of the cool things about the responses is that once they are in the report or the inspection that you're doing, they are now unique to that inspection. So if the tech wants to be very specific here, so let's say repoint left side of firebox, right? That's not actually going to change the default response that he chose. It's just going to change the response from here on out in this individual report. So as long as you put that in, if we then go to the next page, oh, and of course, you also have to add a picture of the damage. We do require one picture and one response for each issue. Let's see, do I have a good crack of a firebox picture? Here's the zoomed in crack. So we'll throw that in there, and then we'll go over and we'll hit next. So this one right here, as you can see, is going to have that edit we made. Oh, that was for the crown. This one's for the fire. Repoint the left side of the firebox. So it remembered that repair change we made. We got that beautiful firebox picture up in the corner where we could show them this is what your firebox should look like. But you obviously have big cracks. And so then when we go back to the responses and back to that firebox section, you could see in that left side of the firebox did not carry over because that was a unique change to that report. And so then let's go over some uploading of photos. You can of course upload your own photos just by clicking the bar or take a picture if your company has some really nice photos of your repair book. We also do have a gallery where you kind of sort by section and choose from some of our cool photos. And I feel like having photos just goes a long way of showing the customer what the repair should look like. Finally, any changes you make to the default responses or your own responses are going to show up as yellow, and you have to hit save to hold them in. Once a change is made, you have to remember what it used to be. We cannot revert it back to the old one. And you can also go through and delete any responses you want. So we'll just delete that guy. And just full warning, once you delete a response, it is unrecoverable. Hopefully you remember what it's about and you can just make another one if you did it by accident. If you want to add a response, at the bottom of the response page, you just click add response. It's going to pull up a blank response where we can add our issue. Now, maybe we want this to just show up as another option for that firebox walls have heat damage. So I would just add in that, make sure it's the worded the same. For repair, we're just going to do like something else to this firebox, right? And we'll put in some notes. We'll give it a set price of 500. And let's choose a picture from our gallery, demo hearth, and we'll save these. So now that we have this new response added in, and because it's the same issue as the two issues at top, when I go back into that inspection, and we're going down to the firebox section, so when I go to add response, and if I choose that heat damage, now I have 3 options for repairs. This is that one we just made, the something else, the notes, and 500. Awesome. That's going to be responses, guys. Obviously, it's a very powerful sales tool for your company. And really, if you guys want to put the time into it, it can really make Bare Hands Pro a very unique app for your company. Have a nice day, guys.